What's going on, y'all, ladies and gentlemen? We're coming back with the consistent football content. It's football season. We're gonna just jump right into this. It's the football team tier list. Everybody's seen this fucking template before. Everybody knows what's going on. We're gonna keep it short, simple, concise. I'm gonna give you my opinions. Let's hop right into this shit. Right off the rip, Tennessee Titans, we're going A tier. They got a good run game with Derrick Henry, play action Ryan Tannehill every 3 or 4 plays or so, and they'll just pound the rock down your throat until you can't handle it anymore. Their defense is solid enough to keep that team on a roll. They beat the Ravens last year in the playoffs. They've proved themselves A tier for sure. Next, we got the Dolphins. Dolphins suck. There's nothing really to say. I don't think Tua is going to be able to drag that team out of the dirt this year, at least. They suck. I mean, they really don't have anything. They have a couple bright spots on offense in Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, but other than that, they don't have shit. They have Byron Jones and Xavier Howard on defense, but they're D tier. We all know the Dolphins are D tier. That's just how it is. As far as the Browns go, they're C tier for the simple fact that Baker Mayfield sucks dick, and you can't fucking change my mind. The dude is colorblind, cross-eyed, and I think he's legally blind. So for that simple reason, I don't care about Nick Chubb, their defense, and nothing. Baker Mayfield is C tier automatically. On the next one, the Jaguars, not to be too harsh, but I mean, they're D tier. They're horrible. Their defense is the epitome of dog shit. Like, they haven't been good for a couple of years now. They used to have a top dog defense. Now they're horrible. Now they're stuck with Gardner Minshew, who, I'm sorry, isn't very good, and Leonard Fournette, who has no help, and DJ Chark. Other than that, that team is bad, and they haven't been good for a few years, and I don't foresee that changing this year, so D tier for sure. Next, we got the Lions, another team that really isn't very good, nor have they been good in the past couple of years. They only have Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay as their receivers, which are pretty good, I'm not going to lie, but Matt Stafford, other than that, has no help. TJ Hawkinson's been an okay bright spot. Kerryon Johnson's been an okay bright spot. I think they drafted DeAndre Swift, who I think is hurt, actually. And other than that, their defense sucks. Darius Slay's gone. They have nobody else on defense. They're D tier, and they've proved that year in and year out. Okay, so next, the Vikings. If they had the team that they had last year, they would be A tier. But they lost Stephon Diggs and they lost Everson Griffin. Those are 2 humongous blows to a football team. And I think for that simple reason, they're going to be bumped down. There's no way they're going to keep that consistency up that they had last year going into this year with those 2 losses. It's just not going to happen. And so for that simple fact, they're B tier automatically. Next, we have the Buccaneers, the biggest hypothetical of the 2020 season. Will Tom Brady be able to handle all of these weapons? Will they be Super Bowl caliber? Nobody knows. Their offense is going to have to put up 35 a game because Shaq Barrett's not going to be able to play defense all by himself. So, I mean, will Gronk, Evans, Godwin, Brady be able to carry all that weight? I really don't know. But just because their offense is so fucking stacked, you just got to put them in B. They're that stacked that they automatically get B rating. Okay, next, the 49ers. They're S tier. What else is there really to say about them? They have an insane defense. Their offense does pretty well for themselves. They have a similar offensive play style to Tennessee, where they just pound the rock until you can't handle it anymore. Then they'll hit you with a pass, and then repeat, rinse and repeat. They really proved themselves last year. They should be Super Bowl champions. They blew that. Kyle Shanahan blew that really badly, but nonetheless, they are definitely S tier. Next, we got the Falcons. This team is they haven't been the same since they blew that lead in the Super Bowl. They're C tier. I mean, poor Julio Jones can't get success on that team. I think he's going to have to leave if they want success. Matt Ryan can sling the rock really damn well. It's just weird. They just can't get their shit together. Their defense is honestly why they can't get their shit together. And their offense, to be fair, it's not like they're putting up 45 a game. But their defense is just so dog shit. And for that simple reason, they're C tier. They just can't get their shit together. And with the addition of Todd Gurley, I don't think they're really going to be any different. I mean, he's just another guy that can't get his shit together. Throw him on a team that can't get their shit together. What's going to change? All right, next, we have the wonderful God-sent Ravens. Oh, yippee. I can't with the Ravens. All right, Lamar Jackson, you can't throw a football, and you can't win a playoff game. So you're not S tier because you couldn't even beat the Titans. So that simply puts you in A tier, just bottom line. Like, you couldn't beat the Titans, couldn't win the playoff game, couldn't win a playoff game 2 years ago, and you can't throw the football. So other than that, your defense is pretty damn good, but, like, A tier. You're not S tier yet. You haven't proven it. I don't care if that pisses anybody off. Lamar Jackson can't throw, can't win a playoff game, can't beat the Titans. A tier. The Bears are a team that I really don't understand. Like, they have a pretty good defense, but Mitch Trubisky is honestly the reason why they suck. C tier, really. I mean, they have Allen Robinson. That's about it on their offense. The rest of their offense is pretty lackluster. They have Khalil Mack and Adrian Amos, but other than that, they have like 3 stars, and that's really about it. Like, that team just can't get their shit together. And I don't see Matt Nagy pulling that team out of the dirt anytime soon. Bengals, Mr. Burrow. You're not going to come in there as a rookie and run shit. You're not. Even with AJ Green, Joe Mixon, you're not. The team is going to be bad this year, and there's no disputing that. They had Jeff Driscoll as their quarterback last year. Like, that's how bad the team is. They have no depth, no nothing. Their line is brutal. They're D tier. Do I really have to explain anything? Now, the Cowboys are a team where if they're not Super Bowl caliber, then I don't know what it's going to take. They added Gerald McCoy, who got hurt. Everson Griffin. They drafted Trevon Diggs. They also added Randy Gregory, I think, who's coming back. And as well, they also have DeMarcus Lawrence already. Leighton Vander Esch. They drafted Trevon Diggs, I already said that. And then they have CeeDee Lamb. So, I mean, what else is it going to take? Their offense is stacked. Defense is stacked. Super Bowl caliber. Can they pull it together? The answer is no, but their roster's so stacked they get beat. The Texans. I don't like this team because they booted our Bills out last year because Deshaun Watson, I guess, is a genie. But beside for that, they lost DeAndre Hopkins. You lose the best wide receiver in football, you're going down to C automatically. Like, you were in B, you lose that player and get nothing in return, you're going to C. There's no way Deshaun Watson's going to be able to keep up that consistency without DeAndre Hopkins. Next, the Colts. Old Man River and his 11 kids, you're C tier. You're not going to be anything special. The running game they have is an absolute mess. They have DeForest Buckner now, who's okay. They also have Darius Leonard, but other than that, like, I don't really see that team being any kind of decent. I kind of feel bad for T.Y. Hilton, even though he'll probably just end up getting hurt again. But if Phillip Rivers couldn't throw the ball in that offense he had last year in Los Angeles, then he's not going to be able to throw the ball to fucking Jack Doyle and T.Y. Hilton. I mean, he had Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler, Melvin Gordon. Like, his team was so much better in Los Angeles, and he comes over to the Colts, and people are expecting it to be any different. Like, he's going to be awful. That team's going to be awful. They're C tier. All right. The Rams, they are B tier only because they have a bunch of superstars. There have been 3 teams where I've said this. It's the Buccaneers, the Cowboys, and the Rams. They all have superstar rosters, and if they aren't able to succeed this year, which they've already shown they haven't, other than the Buccaneers, then they're bad. We all know that the Rams suck. They could not do it in the playoffs a couple of years ago. They weren't able to succeed, and that was probably their pinnacle. They have Jalen Ramsey, they have Aaron Donald. Those are really the 2 biggest names why I feel like they deserve to be in B tier. They lost Todd Gurley, not that he was doing anything, but Cooper Kupp is still there, Robert Woods is still there. It's really on Jared Goff at this point in the defense, who has not been that good. Aaron Donald's a team wrecker, but offense wrecker rather, but they still can't get their shit together for some weird reason. Now the Chargers, this team is very weird, but they're going in C for the simple fact that Tyrod Taylor will not throw the ball more than 15 yards downfield. If Justin Herbert is able to come in week 6 or so and start slinging the rock, that team will be unbelievable. But for the time being, going into the season as is, their offense is not going to be able to do anything, and their defense will not be able to pull the weight no matter how good they are. They have a top 5 defense this year, and that will not change in my mind. But if Tyrod Taylor will not throw the ball, they're not going to win games. The Chiefs, yeah, we're just going to throw them up there. There's nothing to fucking say about the Chiefs. They're the fucking Chiefs. What am I going to say about the Chiefs? Next, we have the Saints. Michael Thomas, the baby back bitch, deserves to go in S tier along with Drew Brees. Drew Brees is kind of the main reason why. Their defense isn't the greatest, but their offense is so good. They put up so many points every single game. How do you not put them in S tier? They have such a good offense. It's S tier. Drew Brees, S tier. All right, the Giants, another team that I really don't have much to say about because all they have is Saquon Barkley. Other than Saquon, all they have is Barkley. If it weren't for Saquon, I don't know what they would do. But that team is just so fucking bad. They don't have a singular notable player on defense. They just had 2 guys go to a party, rob the place, and then shoot somebody or something. So, like, what is that team even doing right now? Let's not forget their kicker got involved in a hit and run, and now he got cut. So, yeah, another great addition to that Giants roster. They are more than deserving of D tier. All right, next, the Eagles. Now, unlike their counterpart in Cowboys, they did not improve. Honestly, they drafted Jalen Reagor, and that's about it. They also got Darius Slay, which actually could be a big boost, but they did not improve in nearly the same amount that the Cowboys did. So they're going to still stick in C tier. I probably would have put them in C tier last year. And if Carson Wentz can stay healthy, which he probably won't, it's still going to be C tier. I mean, they just can't get their shit together over there. Nelson Aguilar gets made fun of. He's like a common meme amongst the streets of Philadelphia. Like, that team has not been the same since they won that Super Bowl. Next, we got the Steelers, the Steel Curtain. Now, ever since they traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick, that defense has been unbelievable. Like, top 5 unbelievable. But it's going to come down to Big Ben staying healthy and being able to throw the ball to pull their weight on the offensive side. If they are able to pull their weight on the offensive side of the ball, they will be an A-tier team, and I mean that. But that is very reliant on the offense, but their defense has their shit figured out. So they definitely deserve to be in B tier. Next, we got the Broncos. Now, the Broncos are a team that in a couple of years, I tell you, will be insane. But for the time being, Drew Lock is still young. They still have young players in Jerry Jeudy. Philip Lindsay's still pretty young. Melvin Gordon's a veteran there. But they still have a pretty young team. Cortland Sutton's even kind of young. Is he really? I don't really. But when I tell you in a couple of years they are going to be a very solid football team, I mean it. But for the time being, they're going to just have to stick and see. We got Green Bay. Now, if Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers can figure their shit out, they're going to be disgusting. Their offense was a little iffy here and there last year. They lost Davante Adams. Jamal Williams, one of their key running backs, got hurt for a short time. All of that did help Aaron Jones tremendously, who I think should be the bell cow, but Matt LaFleur is fucking stupid. But their defense has their shit figured out. It's going to rely on Aaron Rodgers being able to throw the rock the way he used to, and Davante Adams staying healthy. But going into the year as it is, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers definitely deserve A tier. Next, we got the Panthers. I honestly couldn't even tell you a single player on their defense. They were like that bad. Teddy Bridgewater does not have the same fucking weapons he had on the Saints, so he's not going to be as good as he was on the Saints. He had the reception leader, Michael Thomas. Jared Cook was doing pretty well. They had Alvin Kamara. It's like, you don't have these weapons that you have in Carolina. You have Christian McCaffrey. That's it. As insane as that is, that's it. That team is going to be dog shit. You have a commentator at tight end. Like, they're dog shit. Their defense is bad. They're D tier. D tier. Next, we got the Raiders. Now, they're the same case for me where, I mean, they have nobody on defense that I can really even think of. Derek Carr hasn't been able to throw the ball for the last couple of years very well. They have Darren Waller, who's very good. And if it weren't for Josh Jacobs, that offense would be absolute shit. But Josh Jacobs is the sole reason why I'm putting them in C, as well as the fact that they drafted Henry Ruggs, who I have high hopes for. Oh, and I never touched on DJ Moore, who I think is very overrated in Carolina. But I think Henry Ruggs is going to be able to come in there and boost that offense if Derek Carr can get them the ball. But yeah, I think Oakland's slightly better than Carolina, but they are both in similar situations. Oh, God, what do I even say about this team? The Washington football team. Poor Ron Rivera, ever since he got there, has been dealing with so much shit when it comes to the management, the team name, and all that other shit. Now he's diagnosed with lymphoma cancer. Prayers to him and his family, but, I mean, holy shit, that team is in shambles. Darius Geis goes and gets in a domestic violence incident. Like, what is good about the team? There's nothing. Adrian Peterson is 39 years old and they're starting running back now. Like, what the fuck are they going to be able to do? Unless Dwayne Haskins becomes prime Brett Favre in between last year and this year, that team is D tier, beyond D tier. All right, next we have the Cardinals. Now, this team is another team where I'm going to say their roster is the only reason why I'm putting them in B tier, and they added DeAndre Hopkins. They pretty much did a flip-flop with the Texans. Texans lost Hopkins, they go down to C. Cardinals gained Hopkins, they go up to B. Kyler Murray's going to have an insane sophomore year, and they have a couple good defensive players on the defensive side of the ball. So I think the Cardinals will shock a few people. I think King Kingsbury, whatever the fuck, Barry, is a fucking idiot. I think he's a college coach that came in and think he's going to run shit with all these new schemes. It's not going to happen. Your offensive line is horrible. Kyler Murray's running for his life back there. Hopefully, DeAndre Hopkins helps him. And for that simple reason, like I said, DeAndre Hopkins, B tier. He's B tier. The team's B tier. Next, we have the fucking Bills, baby. Josh Allen, Motor Singletary, Stephon Diggs, John Brown, Cole Beasley, Dawson Knox, Trey White, Hyde, Jordan Poyer. Who else do I have to name? We're crazy. We're S tier. Next, we have Seattle. Now, if it weren't for Russell Wilson having, like, the mentality of LeBron James in the sense that he will not lose a game, like, he is that mentality where he will not lose. Russell Wilson just has this mentality of not losing, and if it weren't for him, that team would be very bad. The Griffin brothers on the defensive side of the ball are really the only bright spot. They also gained Jamal Adams, so that actually might be the boost they needed to win or be Super Bowl caliber this coming year. But I think this team definitely deserves A tier. Is there really much to say? The Tyler Lockett, Russell Wilson connection is crazy. DK Metcalf, crazy. This team is A tier. And the Patriots, B tier, just because of the Patriots. I mean, Cam Newton has no weapons on that offense. He has Julian Edelman. Who else does he fucking have? Nobody. He's not going to be very good. Bill Belichick can game up as many schemes as he possibly can. There's nobody on the offense for him to use. He has nobody. Their defense really didn't lose anybody. Their defense is still pretty good, but they're not going to be able to pull the weight that they're going to need to for the offense because they're not going to be successful. So for that simple reason, they are going to be B tier just because it's the Patriots. But I would almost put them in C tier. But I'm being kind of a little like biased for the simple fact that they're always good. And I'm always like, as a Bills fan of the Patriots, like, what else do you think of when you think of the Patriots? You hate them, but they always kick your fucking ass. So it's like, I don't know. B tier. All right, that looks to be wrapping it up. If you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments below. I really want to know if you guys think I made any controversial picks. I know I did. I know people are going to bandwagon certain teams and think I put them in the wrong spots, but let me know down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Subscribe, follow me on Twitch at Lishman2000. I'd really appreciate it. I stream NHL here and there. But if you guys enjoyed what you see, stick around for the next one. I'm going to keep them coming. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.